Don't miss our advice on News 2410 next.
Tonight, Illinois business. Tonight, Illinois business owners are expressing concern about how they'll afford a bump in the minimum wage. And an expansion project on Interstate 57 will get underway this spring. Plus, candidates for Marion mayor answer questions from the community. We have those stories and more tonight on a Friday night edition of News 24 at 10.
Live, Little Egypt's breaking news source. This is News 24 at 10.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us. We have a lot of news to get to tonight, but we begin with the weather, where we are closely watching the possibility of winter weather this weekend. But first, we have a little break before the action. Here's Terry with the latest. What did you say?
What channel would you want recorded?
3.
3, okay.
It's already being recorded. I already recorded it. Huh?
Never mind, I'll get it.
All right, thanks, Terry. Illinois business owners are expressing concern about how they'll afford a bump in the minimum wage. One local business owner tells us he expects next year to be hard with 2 increases towards $15 an hour. If you've been in University Mall in Carbondale, you've likely smelled coffee or heard the grinding of coffee beans. The sound comes from Gloria Jean's, a coffee shop that has been in the mall for 25 years, but for the last 15 years, Andrew Erbs and his family have owned the location. Lately, this general manager says he has had extra stress on his mind thinking about paying his employees $15 an hour after a new law was passed by Illinois lawmakers. Illinois' new minimum wage law gives local businesses like Gloria Jean's second thoughts on expanding. Erbs was in Springfield last week to attend his first governor's budget address. He says he was there to listen to what Pritzker had to say about topics like gradually increasing the minimum wage to $15 by 2025. Erbs says that Gloria Jean's isn't giving up and will find ways to work through this new state law. Business owners and employees will see the first increase in January of 2020 when minimum wage increases by $1 to $9.25. The wage will climb to $10 an hour in July of 2020 and $11 the following January. If you're driving along the 5-mile stretch of I-57 between Johnston City and Pond Creek, you'll notice some wooden stakes with pink ribbon. They mark a $7.6 million expansion project set to begin this spring. Work includes adding a lane in each direction, rumble strips, new pavement markings, as well as resurfacing existing lanes. Johnston City interim mayor Doug Dobbins says that is what he is looking forward to is safety for drivers. Due to the expansion, Marion is being considered for a proposal to build a tractor-trailer rest area that would have up to 130 spaces. Mayor Anthony Ranella says the 9-acre lot would sit near the Hill Avenue exit. In addition to safety, Ranella estimates it could boost Marion's economy by an extra $60,000 to $90,000 per year. Meanwhile, Franklin County leaders are planning for when the expansion project will stretch from West Frankfort up to Mount Vernon in the coming years. Rick Linton, executive director for Franklin County Regional Economic Development Corporation, says that they want to bring in more businesses to cities in the county. It isn't clear when construction on the stretch from Johnston City to Pond Creek will begin this spring. However, work is expected to last until late 2020. We are 1 month away from residents voting on who will be the next mayor of Marion. All four candidates answered questions from residents today about what they would do to better the city. Candidates had 10 minutes to introduce themselves and their campaign. Then it was the residents' turn to ask the questions, touching a lot on public safety in the Marion Mall. Marion resident Dennis Ball started the discussion by introducing himself and bringing up the points important to him in his candidacy. Ball also mentioned about being pro-gun, the importance of Veterans Affairs, and how the drug problem in Marion needs attention. Then it was Marion City Commissioner Angelo Hightower's turn. Hightower said he thinks the city has not made the proper hires for city positions and spending money in places Marion didn't need to. Next was businessman Mike Absher. He started out by discussing how important it is for kids to have opportunities in Marion, so once they graduate high school, they want to come back to the area. Absher also mentioned how he wants to bring a Boys and Girls Club to Marion and plans to privately fund it by the mayor's salary. Finally, incumbent Anthony Ranella took the podium and started by saying there are a lot of differences between the candidates. Ranella says he is pro-life and stands with the Second Amendment. After candidates finished their statements, residents started asking questions. Multiple questions revolved around the vacant Illinois Star Center Mall. Absher says it doesn't matter if the mall is in bankruptcy court, he is worried about the anchor stores. When Ball was asked what he would do with the mall, he brought up taxes. Hightower wants to hire someone to promote the city. And Ranella says the city needs to find the right person to buy the space. If you still need to register to vote for the April 2nd election, the deadline is March 5th. You need to bring 2 forms of ID, with one showing your current address to register at the Williamson County Clerk's office. If you missed the March 5th deadline, you can register during the grace period at the clerk's office, but you must vote while you are registering. Much more local news, sports, and weather is coming up next on News 24 at 10. But first, here's a look at your national headlines. Fox News update.
In Fox News.
No war games. I'm Rich Dennison, Fox News. The U.S. is canceling joint military exercises with South Korea.
Fox News has confirmed the Pentagon will cancel 2 large-scale joint military exercises with South Korea.